Hello, Star Citizens, and welcome to another video. So today, what I want to do is I actually want to go in and show you some of the deals I got. Now, I'm just going to go through the list of ships. I'm not actually going to go into my my actual list of ships. I'm going to use the overall list of ships. And then what I'll do is I'll have a separate video where I go through my fleet because I want to do some explanations of my fleet as I go through. And I just hit 3,000 subscribers, so I owe you guys a fleet video. Every time I hit 1,000 subscribers, I want to do, a fleet reveal video to show you like what my fleet looks like. And so look forward to that. That should be coming out tomorrow morning, so about 6 a.m. Eastern time. But as always, ship contest is still going on. I think you have 2 more days left in this month, so make sure you like or dislike, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment. And if you leave a comment and do the liking and subscribing and all that, you'll be entered to win our monthly contest, which this month is an MPUV tractor. So make sure you come back on the 31st, and we should be doing the giveaway on the 31st. So let's get right into this video, and I'll show you like how much money I've saved on all of my CCUs up to this point, because I did cash in, I think, every one of my CCUs except for one. So no, except for 2. So all right, here you have, like I said, I'm using all ships. So this is my alt account. So if you look at my ships, you'll see that there's just an Aurora MR in here. This is my alt account, so just so you know. And I do this just to make sure that the prices show up correctly, because I'm a subscriber and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm trying to go down this list pretty slowly until I get to a ship that I have. So I don't have any of these. P-72, I own one, but I didn't buy that this sale. So let's get to the stuff that I bought during the sale. I should have did this while the sale was still going, but I actually forgot to do it before the sale ended. I forgot the sale was ending today. For some reason I thought it was ending tomorrow, so I didn't actually do it. All right, here we go. The first thing that I bought this sale, the Ursa Medivac. So the Nursa, I had to get one. I know that the common idea is that you should not buy ground vehicles. And that's probably right. It's 100% right. But every once in a while, I break a rule or two. And I think that's the way everybody should be as far as like what they do in Star Citizen, right? We have these rules that we all create as like content creators or as people who've played the game for a long time. And most of them are to save money, or we talk about value and things like that, right? But just remember that this is your game. You're the one spending the money. It's your wallet. And as always, I say you can earn everything in game. Everything that we see here can be earned in game. Some things will be locked behind, reputation walls or skill walls or something, right? So to me, if you want a ship, buy a ship, of course, but just remember, it's your game, it's your wallet. You can earn every ship in the game without paying any money except for your game package. So that, of course, is for the people who refuse to spend any more than $40 on the game. I 100% think you're right. You don't have to spend any money on the game, so just earn it all. But then there's people who spend $25,000. Actually, I think right now the highest, $48,000 that people spend on this game. If it was any other game, I would say that's crazy. But this is one of those games that people might end up playing for the rest of their lives. We're talking like, like EVE Online, like what's another one that people play? WoW, like World of Warcraft. Like, those are games that people have been playing since they were kids, and now they're like 30, 40, 50 years old. Well, it hasn't been around that long, but they're older. They're like in their 40s probably, and still playing this game after 20 plus years. And I think anything you get that much excitement out of is worth the money. But at the same time, I understand both ends of the spectrum, right? I understand the people who are like, I'm not spending any money, and then I understand the people who spend all the money, right? But I don't fit either one of those. I'm not going to spend $48,000 on the game, even though I think it's going to be one of the greatest games ever made. But I'm also not going to spend no money on the game except for my game package. So we're all in between that. Unless you're one of those two extremes, then we're all in between that. And so once I'm in for as much money that I've been in for, at that point, $60 just doesn't really matter that much. And I also, I think that I'm okay with one or two of my ships being outside the rules. And so I have two ships that are outside of my rules, and this is one of them. The Ursa Medivac, I think, is worth the LTI that's going to be on it because it's going to be one of my most used ships. I'm going to take it. Any ship that I own that can take ships, or that can take vehicles and can fit an Ursa, I will have my Ursa with me every single time. So to me, that's what makes it worth it. Now, the only ships that it won't be in are the ships that already have medical facilities on board. But outside of that, any ship that doesn't have an Ursa Medivac, I'm going to have an Ursa Medivac on it. So for a ship that's that useful, and a ship that I believe drastically changes the game, and I'll show you why later as we go through the other ships that I purchased, I think it's worth it, and I paid the full amount for it. I did not get any discounts for it. So there you have it. The Ursa Medivac is the first ship that I purchased out of this that is new. But let me tell you about some of the other deals that I got. So let's see. And you know what? Instead of just telling you about the deals I got, what I'll do also is I'll just tell you how much money I saved on them. And then you could, because some of these I bought CCUs at other sales and save them, so it doesn't really make sense to just say this is it. So I'll just tell you all of the ones that I purchased and saved money on. All right, so the MT I own, now this was bought in a pack with my Constellation Phoenix, so I didn't buy the MT, I bought the Phoenix, and there was a pack that came with it, and so the MT I got. Now on that pack, I saved about 15%, I believe. So I'll just tell you Constellation Phoenix pack as I go through them. So the Ursa Fortuna is another one that I have that's in that pack. I think I passed that one already. Let's see. So most of the ships I own are the larger ships. So that's why we're skipping past a lot of these smaller ones. If you're wondering like, whoa, so wait, which ships do you own? Yeah, I don't own a lot of small ships, and that's on purpose because for me, I want to own the larger ships. And I have a very specific purpose in game. And I want to be a scientist, and I want to be a person who does some of the more unique things. Like I want to do science, I want to do medical, which isn't more unique, but construction, science. I want to own my own planet someday. So that's kind of where I'm at with when I say like, oh, I'm looking at my fleet. When you're looking at my fleet, like these are things that you need to know about how I want to play the game, because when you build your fleet, it's really about how you want to play the game. It's not really about anything else. Saber Firebird, that one I got this one for, I believe, $100, so nearly 50%. I got a Saber Firebird for $100 just using CCU chains. So that's the first one. We're going to start running into a lot of them here. So my Vulcan I got for $120, saved $80. Let's see, and this is just the power of the CCU. My Raylan I got for $120, saved $105. And as you go up, you'll start to see that the savings are more and more the higher we go up. My Corsair I got for $195, but that's just because I bought my Corsair when they first came out. That wasn't due to a CCU chain. My Mercury I have for $140, so I saved $120. Let's see. My Starfarer I got for 200, except actually it's not a Starfarer, it's a Starfarer Gemini. So I think the Starfarer Gemini is coming up, so let me skip that one. So I don't have a Starfarer, I have a Starfarer Gemini. So let's get to that one, because I forget that there's two different versions of it. Let's see. Oh, did I pass it? Oh, no, I didn't pass it. Okay. So let's see. Starfarer Gemini. So 140 I saved on the Starfarer Gemini. Now the Constellation Phoenix, like I said, I bought it with a pack, so I saved about 15%. So that's probably somewhere around 45, 50 bucks. So I probably got around 300 for the Constellation Phoenix. And this is my other ship that I said breaks the rules. So normally I get ships with LTI. My Constellation Phoenix does not have LTI. I missed the boat on getting the Constellation Phoenix with LTI. So why did I get one? It literally only has 6 months insurance. Well, there's certain ships in the game that just kind of tickle my fancy, right? So like I said, it's your game, buy the ships you like. There's certain ships that I want just because of the looks. And I realized that very quickly, those two ships that I only wanted for the looks were the A2 and the Constellation Phoenix. And not just the Constellation Phoenix, the Constellation Phoenix Emerald. And that's the one that I have, the Constellation Phoenix Emerald. I think that's it. To me, it's the best, the single best skin in the entire game is the Phoenix Emerald skin. And the only way to get it is if you get that pack. And I wasn't specifically interested in the Phoenix, but I'll talk more about why I was able to make the decision to buy it later when I do my fleet video. But really, I think it's gonna provide some unique gameplay, but really I bought it for the skin. So I paid $350 for a skin, and you might be like, oh, well, that's crazy, you paid $350 for a skin. Well, no, I got a ship. The Constellation is one of the most underrated ships in the entire game, and the Constellation Phoenix is one of the better versions of that ship. And I think when it's all said and done, the Phoenix is going to be the best version just because of the pricing, the way that they price them. But we'll see. They still need their rework, right? So I wanted a Constellation, and the only way that I could justify getting a Constellation is if I got something unique about it. And the best thing that I could find was that I liked the Phoenix. I liked the layout of it. It's still missing a few of its features, but I liked the internal of it. I liked how it's different than the rest of the constellations. And I also, I don't have too much of an interest in luxury touring, but now, I have that gameplay option. But it was really that skin that brought me to the Phoenix specifically. The Taurus is probably the strongest one as far as value and utility. And the I want to say it's the Andromeda is probably the best as far as if you just want to fight with it, and then the or maybe just overall utility. I don't know. I don't know that the Phoenix, or the Phoenix is definitely not the one for utility. The Aquila is the one for if you want to use it more as like a home base, or you like want to go out and travel with it, because it's more of an exploration ship. But yeah, so I saved about 50 bucks on this one. Let's see what else we got. Oh, there it is, the Emerald. So yeah, if you were wondering, that's the skin that I paid 350 bucks for. Yeah, I don't know. If you don't like green, obviously you're just gonna be like, you're crazy. But green isn't even my favorite color, and I think that is one of the best skins in the entire game. Every time I saw a video with it, I was like, oh my god, I love it. And it was calling my name. It was calling my name. So all right, let's get back to it. Let's see, where were we at? Oh, skip some. Where are we at? Okay, here we were. So the Endeavor, I saved about, I own a few Endeavors. If you watch my videos, you know how many. But I saved about 150 per, just because of like saving up CCUs and stuff like that. So yeah, in total I saved about 450. So you can do the math on that. Crucible, I saved, again, this is another one I saved 150 on. These two ships, the Endeavor and the Crucible, are highly, like the amount of money these ships are going to be at the end when they stop changing the prices. These ships are going to be in the thousands. If not the thousands, they'll be in the high 600-700s. So right now, these are both a deal. The Valkyrie. Now, I own a Valkyrie, but it's not going to be... I only own it because I don't like the loaner for the ship that it's going to... that I want. So my Valkyrie is the loaner for my... the Valkyrie is the loaner for my Galaxy, because the Galaxy gives you a Carrack, and I already have another ship that I have a Carrack for a loaner. So, yeah. But there's the Galaxy right there. I saved 160 on the Galaxy. Oh, went too far down. Let's see. Reclaimer, I saved 160. Genesis, 160. Let's see. Ironclad. I saved... This one I saved a lot. I think I saved 200 on this one. 2 something. It was like 210 or something I saved on the Ironclad. I did get rid of another ship to get this one. So, yeah. My Explorer, I saved 215. Let's see what else we got here. My Perseus, I saved $375. I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot. $300. I got my Perseus for but that's not even the best deal that I got. I haven't even got there to the best deal I've got. Oh, actually, technically, I guess the Orion would be the best because I bought it when it was still super cheap. So I got my Orion for $200. And so technically that's my biggest savings at $450. Or it might be. Let me see. Well, let's keep going. Odyssey I got for $400. I got it for $390 actually. So I saved, what's that? $310. And then the Nautilus I got for $400. So I saved $325 on the Nautilus. My Polaris is the one that I think I got the best deal on, because I paid $370 for my Polaris. So $370. I think that's what, 330 would make 700. So yeah, $380. I saved $380. Or no, $430, right? Yeah, me doing math is probably not the best thing, but 330, yeah, 380. So I saved $380 on the Polaris, which is less. So I saved $450 on the Orion, but that was only because of a price increase. So I still count the Polaris as my best deal. And the Pioneer I saved 100 on, but that's a ship you have to play the F5 Wars for. I would have saved if you could upgrade to it, but I got mine for 700, so I saved 150. And then the A2 I paid 400 for, so I saved 350 on the A2. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the power of the CCU, if you add that all up, somebody can add it up and put it in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it's like $2,000 or something like that I've saved. So I own 28 ships, including vehicles. So I think four of them are vehicles. So 24 ships and 4 vehicles. And most of the vehicles are through packs, so you know, it is what it is. But the idea is that, you know, everything I own, you know, I did min-max. So even though I, you know, broke my rule and bought that Phoenix with 6 months insurance, and I bought that Ursa with LTI, and I'm planning on keeping it and not upgrading it to anything. I think I broke those rules and I'm happy with it. So that's what it's really about, is, are you happy with your fleet? And that's why I'm going to do this fleet video as well, because I am really happy with my fleet. I don't think there's a single ship that exists that I want right now that I don't own. There's been some major changes because there's certain ships that I do not feel like I want in my fleet anymore. Not that I don't think they're still amazing, I just don't want them in my fleet because I feel like I know so many people that have them that it becomes weird that I still have one, because who am I gonna play with? Like, I mean, obviously NPCs are coming, but there's just certain ships where I'm like, there's so many people that own them that I would rather just be a part of their crew on theirs rather than try to own one myself and make it happen, because my friends aren't going to want to play if they all own a ship that I already own. So yeah, so that I made a lot of changes to my fleet, so I'm looking forward to this fleet video. So that's it for this one. I hope you can see the power of why we say you should get CCUs. I'll see you at IAE for the next one. My fleet's pretty much done. Maybe a few stragglers, but nothing over 250 bucks. So my fleet's pretty much done, barring any new ships, of course, because you always got to get the new thing, right? But all right, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.